The seat was commissioned because there was clearly a missing part of the garden design. Bamfield, who designed the garden in the 1750s and 60s, more often than not had three views from each of his buildings. And in this case, the central view from the mausoleum was missing. So we excavated the site where the seat is now and discovered some foundations, and we thought this must be the base of an urn. Then several years later we found the real base of the urn and went back and thought, well, what did we find? So we excavated it further and found that it was this very long, narrow foundation, and realised that what we were looking at was actually the base of a seat.
Well, when I got the call from Hestercombe, from Philip White, I was very excited actually. He approached me as a boat builder, but I was very interested in Hestercombe and the Lutyens garden, and this concept of it being a hybrid between a boat and a piece of furniture.
The seat was designed by Robert Battersby, who's been our architect for very many years and who understands the garden extremely well. And we were influenced by the shape of the opening of the mausoleum and realised that the seat was likely to reflect that shape, which suggested that it could be the form of a clamshell, which was a very famous seat shape from the middle of the 18th century. And that signifies birth or the beginning, which made a lot of sense to us, because as you pass the clamshell seat, you are beginning your journey around Hestercombe, and then as you return, you come back towards the mausoleum and look back again at where you started.
So the biggest challenge involved with the creation of the seat was interpreting the design by Robert at Architecton. So I'm very much used to designing and building. So working from a very specific design was an initial challenge. Working from a set of drawings that I hadn't produced and interpreting that into the built form was the biggest challenge. And I spent a lot of time in my head building this before I got into the workshop to actually lay it out. And so I actually built a small model of the seat to sort of inform the build process. The execution is fairly simple material-wise, so it's an English oak timber finish, all from a single butt from an oak tree that was machined in Wiltshire. So I bought those boards, and it's all just fastened together with metal fastenings, so copper and steel. And other than that, there's nothing to it. So it's actually very simple constructionally in terms of those elements. The installation process presented a lot of challenges due to the size and weight of the seat, but it was reasonably pain-free getting it to site and into position.
Oh, that's just beautiful.
That's gorgeous. That's stunning.
Isn't it lovely?
Beautiful.
We've managed to surmount all those challenges and the seat's successfully installed, which is great. Really thrilled. Yeah.